Hello, and this is Deeprite Beredigo Dallas with another episode of your favorite program on Wealth Without Borders. Today we're going to talk about how to start selling provisions, how to set up provision stores. First of all, we have to look at what a provision store is. A provision store is a space used for selling provisions. What are provisions? Provisions are the daily necessities we use in our everyday living. In the Nigerian context, provisions range from garri, pure water, soft drinks, to toothpaste, toothbrush, Maggi cube, biscuits, milk, onions, even cigarettes and alcoholic drinks fall under provisions. Anything we use on a regular basis. There are supermarkets all over the place, but it's not all the time we're privileged to go to a supermarket. There's so many necessities we need that we run to the neighborhood stores to buy. If you just look around, you see provision stores dotted everywhere. The sky is big enough for all birds to fly, so also our environments are big enough for provision stores to thrive. They serve a very important purpose. When we're in a tight corner, they provide us with that place where we can get what we need. You run out of bread in your house. You run outside. You go to the aboki at the corner. You buy your bread. You buy Maggi. You buy onions. You buy salt. You even buy oil. You're not going to go out and spend money on transport because you want to buy one or two things. You go to the nearest little place and you buy. Now, there's some issues that we look at before we venture into the provision store market. The first is location. Location is very important, and we have to look at it very critically, because location to an extent determines what moves in your provision store. For instance, your provision store is located near a school. That means what will move more are things like exercise books, erasers, snacks, drinks, because your main clients are going to be students, their parents, their friends. If you're located near a hospital, there's going to be a lot of paracetamol, buying all the essentials that the hospitals don't have that are non-medical. They're going to look for from you electrolyte drinks, soft drinks, water, because people spend a lot of time waiting at hospitals, plasters, bandages. They're going to be hungry, they're going to be tired. If you're located near a market, for instance, the market, people get everything they need, but on their way out, there are things that they forget to buy that they pick up from you. So you can see how our environment dictates what we sell and the shape of our market. Environment also plays a role in how you situate it. For instance, if you stay in an unsafe area, you're not going to have your provision store out in the open where anyone can come and point a gun at you and steal. You're going to have a cage made and put it on your balcony so that for your personal security, customers are not going to have access to your things to steal them. And you are not also going to be threatened, because you're going to stand behind your security bars where no one can get at you, and you sell through the bars. You're going to ensure that customers pay before you hand over what they want to them. Now, the next thing you look at is capital. How much are you going to put into this business? How much are you going to spend? That determines the quality and quantity of the kind of things you sell. But I must tell you one thing. In our modern life, it's the price that determines what people buy. People always go for the cheapest things because life is so hard now. The high turnover things are the cheapest things. The sachets of milk, the little bits of salt, the little packets of biscuit, the sweets that you sell for 2 naira, 5 naira each. Those are the things that turn over fast. How much you have kind of guides you in what you're going to do. But I tell you something, when you're starting off any enterprise, start small, start little and grow it. When you start little, your mistakes don't wipe you out financially. You learn, you take it one step at a time. As you increase, you're getting better and better and better. If, for instance, someone just goes into the provision business with 5 million naira and they stock up on what doesn't move, they're left with stock they can't sell, and they've lost before they even start. But if they start it gradually, a bit at a time, one step at a time, you make a bit, you lose a bit, you can absorb your loss. As every day goes by, you learn what moves, you learn what people want in the area you're operating, and that guides you. So I advise, start a little at a time and then grow gradually. The next thing to think about, all these things you're writing down, this is like your planning stage, is where you're going to put the provisions you want to sell. Are you going to have a shop? Are you going to pay for a shop? Off record, I never recommend paying for premises for a new business. Use what you have to do what you want. Operate from where you live as much as you possibly can. Utilize what you already own. If you own a block of shops, fine. You can afford to use one shop to sell your provisions, because that way the building belongs to you and you're not going to have the overhead of rent. What you want to do in any business is minimize your expenses and maximize your profit. Start little, grow. Let the business pay its way. What a lot of people do is they make what we call provision table, a wooden thing with chicken wire protecting the thing, shelves inside, and they start from there. You lock it up so nobody has access to your market except you. A lot of people could start from their balcony, put it there, you're at home, a customer wants something, there's a dedicated bell, they ring, you come out, you attend to them. That way, it doesn't interfere with your daily routine. The next thing is the purchasing. You're going to write out what you want to buy, how much you want to spend before you actually go to market. Remember that failing to plan means you are planning to fail. One thing I also suggest for a lot of people is go out. Go to provision stores, buy your soft drink, spend 1 hour sipping away at it so that you can observe what goes on. Look at the way the proprietor or proprietress attends to customers. Take note of what moves, what doesn't seem to move. If you have friends who are already selling provisions, ask them questions. Even though one thing I found out is a lot of people do not like sharing their knowledge with others. They seem to think that when you empower others with knowledge, they're going to compete with you and take away your market. That is false. I keep saying the sky is so big that all birds fly. And in that same way, the market is so big that all of us can sell and do what we want to do. Share knowledge, share information. The person you lift up today might end up lifting you up tomorrow. Even if you're up, you might fall, and someone you lifted up might lift you up to the next rung and help you. People help each other. It's called capacity building. You don't just build yourself up, you build up others so you can grow together. You rely on each other. There is power in numbers. Now, you go to any market. There's no magic to buying provisions for your provision store. If you buy in dozens, the dozen price is different from buying, say, 1 or 2 of any item. The carton price is different from buying in dozens. But all those prices give you enough leeway to make profit. From the very first day you start, you're going to start making profits. There are different places to get different things. Your soft drinks, for instance, make sure you go to a Coca-Cola dealer so you can buy at cost. If you want to sell Indomie, go to an Indomie depot so that you get it at the same price at which the traders who are wholesaling are getting it. I'm giving you these tips to make your business easy for you. If you want to sell pure water in your provision store, don't go to someone who packs pure water in front of their house. Go to the street and look out for those pickups and trucks that are loaded down with pure water. Flag them down. You get the best price for them. If you want to buy up to 100 bags, look for the big trucks that the manufacturers use to distribute their products, and you get your pure water to sell. Always look for where you can get the best price. Okay? You go to the market, you go to other provision stores. You take note of the prices as they sell things. You're not just going to wake up and decide, oh, I want to sell this 100 naira while others are selling it 10 naira. No. You're going to have to do your homework and prepare to succeed. You're going to find out prices of things so that you price accordingly. you're going to go to the markets before you actually start buying, so that you have an idea of prices. If you're privileged and you have people already in the business, they can put you through, tell you the prices. That way you make sure you're not cheated when you buy. If you want to buy eggs, go to a poultry, go to an egg dealer. In front of any major market, you see lots of people with eggs loaded at the back of their trucks. Those are the people you buy from. You don't go into the open market to buy eggs. Those people outside the market with their vehicles loaded with eggs are the sellers. You want to buy bags to sell your things, you go to the bag wholesalers and you buy your bag. You don't go and count 6 bags and buy. Bags are a quantity purchase you make, because the more you buy, the cheaper they are. You're going to use a lot of bags in the course of selling your market. You want to buy granite, for instance. You go to the granite section of the market and you buy anything you want to buy. Try and buy wholesale, because the whole idea is you buy wholesale and then you retail. Meanwhile, at the beginning of this whole exercise, I always tell people, get a book, get a pen, write. When you write down, if you make mistakes, you can correct them. You can cancel and correct. If you rely on your memory for anything, if you're anything like me, you're going to find it very hard to remember. So you have to write. Take notes, learn, ask questions. The last stage of opening the provision store is commencement, when you actually start. All the other things are in place and you're going to start selling. Before you commence, you have to let as many people as possible know that you are selling provisions. But the truth of the matter is, most of your customers are going to be people who are walking past. Oh, I need a toothbrush. They look up. Okay, they're selling things there. They come and they buy. So you make where you're selling from as attractive as possible. You make your prices as reasonable as possible. I'm going to close down by giving you one major piece of advice I always give people. Do not sell or buy on credit. Always do cash and carry as much as you can. Credit never ends well. The same way I tell people, never lend anyone money. Give out what you can afford to lose. You lose more friends from lending out money than you do from giving out money. Always be careful and guard yourself. No amount of money is worth losing a friend or family member because of. And remember, failing to prepare is preparing to fail. Good luck.